in the Nets jersey. Reggie got Indiana. And he was.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
It's crazy how he was making the cuts, making it.
Why is he not better than him?
Everybody take a seat. We think it's sports, but sometimes we don't know. We asking.
This product is brought to you by Luxury Design Company. They're here for all your wedding and party needs. They provide many decor options, throne chairs, leather tables, and much more. Hit them up on Facebook at Luxury Design Co. and Honeybook to place your orders.
Yeah, and this episode and every other episode that we do on the Overdue Bills podcast is brought to you by the good people at Buffalo Wing Kings. There's two things the guys here at the Overdue Bills podcast know. That's Bills football, and that's wings. Our first choice and the best choice is Buffalo Wing Kings. It's football season, Super Bowl time, playoff time. Any time that you guys need to get some wings, definitely go hit our guys up at Buffalo Wing Kings, located at 484 Elmwood Avenue, or give them a call at 716-248-1427. Find out why they say, and we know, they got the best wings in town, hands down. Make sure you mention the Overdue Bills podcast when you go in there. Get 10% off your order.
Oh, that's lit. I might be going there tonight. What time they close, man? What time they close?
Naaman, you think, like, I guess this is the question I'm going to ask. Where do you rank yourself as like coming out of the city of Buffalo? You think you top 5 to ever come out the city for football?
Out the gate. That's tough. Question of the day.
There's some old heads that I know that's you know what I mean, that really did it. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely one of them, but I feel like it's a lot of boys that did their things in football for sure. So I think I'm one of them. I don't know top 5, but definitely one of them. You know what I mean? Close to it, that for sure. If not.
All right. Well, as y'all see, we got Naaman Roosevelt here. I guess this is like a mix up, right? So you gonna hear this? We think it's a sports show, also the Overdue Bills edition. So we got Naaman here. Shout out to Naaman. We got Matty Ice, Matt Coaster here. We got Box here. I'm Rad. So we here just talking to him, chopping it up. We're gonna talk about a lot of stuff, a lot of Overdue Bills, a lot how he got into football, and things like that. So you got anything you want to start with?
I ain't like the answer. Let's do modern, like the modern, like your high school, like from high school now. You think you top 5? Like if you look at everybody.
So my years,
yeah.
Okay, yeah,
that's for sure. My years, yeah, definitely.
Okay,
definitely. I mean, I put, I can't even think of names. I don't want to start naming out names. But Mike Will for sure.
Shout out Mike Will.
You know what I mean? I mean, me and him was same year, and we used to always battle for who's going to be the best coming out for sure. Shout out to Mike. I was about to say Doug Worthington, my big dog with Ohio State. Went to St. Francis. That's the big dog. Yeah. Who else came out that year? I feel like them years when I was coming out, it was a lot of boys that was just doing their thing, football and basketball. I feel like it was some good years in Buffalo sports for sure.
Definitely, like basketball, you had the Niagara Falls guys.
They were all them boys.
Yep, they were all. That group that was special. Not just in Buffalo history, but New York history. That was one of the best teams. We still talk about that Riverside Niagara Falls game at Buff State. Probably one of the most iconic high school games that will ever be seen. Just with the players on both sides, man. It was some good years of high school sports.
You forget about the Falls too. It's crazy because you know what I mean. You forget about them boys like James Starks, my running back. I had at UB, one of the best, best athlete, probably the best athlete I ever seen. Like, really? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he came in there playing quarterback. So when he got there, when he got to UB, he played quarterback. They moved him to safety, played safety for like a year. Then when Turner Gill got to UB, she moved him to running back and went crazy at running back.
Yeah, the rest is history.
Anyway, you put that in.
I remember Stark. That's crazy. That's dope. So I want to start off. Let's start, I guess, why football? What made you even like football from the beginning? Like, you know what I'm saying? Why you think you can? Did you always think you're gonna go to the league?
I definitely didn't think, I love football for sure. I love football and basketball. Basketball for sure was going to be, I thought for sure I was going to play basketball. That's what I thought. Like, I'm going to make the NBA. Everybody got hoop dreams. You know what I mean? Everybody, I could shoot, I could dribble, all that. So I thought basketball for sure. But I started when I was like 6 or 7. My pops took me to a practice, and I hated football at first. I'm like, I don't like this. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to get hit. I don't want to, I'd rather just chill and play basketball. But he just said I just wanted to keep going. I'm like, all right, let me just keep going and try it out. So I just kept trying it out. And that's when I played with Inner City Cardinals. That was
Shout
my,
out to Inner City Cardinals. I was waiting for him to say that, man. Shout out to Inner City Cardinals.
Yeah. We played at Trinidad Park, and I mean, them days was probably like I fell in love. Like, you know what I mean? After a year of doing it, I'm like, okay, I really enjoyed it. I think I played like tight end my first year. It was just started catching passes, started learning the game more, started, you know what I mean, making friends. And that was one thing. I'm like, yeah, I got my boys on here now. Like, they ended up being my boys after a year. And shit, I started going back ever since. And I feel like back then, it's like once you find a team that you really mess with and rock with, you're going to be with them for, you know what I mean, throughout your whole Little League, you know, career.
Little League was different back then. The 90s, you know what I mean? It was different.
You know,
I mean, it's a little crazy now, but back then in the 90s, it was definitely a little vibe. It was definitely a vibe.
So when did you know? Like, when was that moment where you like, I'm him? Like,
probably when I got to high school and started playing quarterback was when I really like, oh, I love this. Like, I love football. Like, having the ball and having control of the game. Like, you had pretty much, you a point guard. You got control of the game. Like, you know what I mean? So it was always like, I'm always like, hey, I'm gonna get my boys. All my boys was receivers. So I'm like, hey, I'm gonna get you a touchdown first. I'm gonna get you that's how we just talk before games. Like, and that's how we just like, we ain't know. We just like, hey, I'm gonna get you a touchdown. I'm gonna make sure you get a touchdown. I'm gonna run a couple. We just talk like that. And I'm like, I'm gonna make sure I get all my boys in before I get one first. So once I started doing that and started loving quarterback, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna play quarterback forever. So I have to come. Vic was my man too, Mike Vick. I always wanted to be Mike Vick. I wore number 7 back in the day. I always wanted to be Vic. So once I started playing quarterback, I'm like, okay, I can do this forever for sure.
Yeah, so like so you talk about being a quarterback, when you had to make that transition, was it hard? Like I'm not saying, obviously it was easier for you to make the switch because you're an athlete, but in your mind, was it hard to make that transition and be like, damn, I'm not going to be a quarterback at this level or the next level?
For sure. All right, let me tell you how my recruiting went. So my recruiting, when Turner Gill first got there, because I was going to go to either Boston College or New Hampshire to play corner. Like, no team wanted me to play quarterback. They all said I was too small. So I'm 6'1". They said I'm too small to play quarterback. Yeah, they didn't want to, the running quarterback wasn't, how it is now for sure. But Turner Gill got the UB. He was like, hey, you come here, you're going to play quarterback. We're going to make sure you take care of this. We're going to get you your number you want. You're going to do all this. So I'm like, cool. I stay in Buffalo. And he told me you stay in Buffalo and change the program. He talked like, he was one of them dudes where he was really like, he say something, you believe. You like, oh, no, for sure. We could do it. Yeah. So he got me to Buffalo. He got me to UB. And as soon as I got there, he like, go to receiver room. I'm like, what? He like, yeah. He like, go to receiver room. I'm like, wow. He like, we just want you to play receiver. We feel like we got some quarterbacks here already. And we need some more receivers. Like, we need some more athletes out there. So I'm like, okay, cool.
Was it like a pushback? Did you like call Pops? Like, yo, he lied?
Yeah, so I was. I talked to my mom. I'm like, hold on. Yeah. Like, he just, I came here to play quarterback. So I was hurt for a little bit, but after a while, I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna do it. Like, forget it. Then I had a cool receiver coach that after practice, like you were saying, so it was hard for me. Like, the line, like, I got so used to playing quarterback, I didn't know how to line up, and like, you gotta tell the ref, hey ref, I'm off the line. Like, I wasn't doing none of that. Like, you gotta talk to the ref. You gotta line it right. You gotta be off the ball. You gotta be on the ball. Like, learning stuff like that, where it was just like I didn't think too much of it. So that was one thing where it was tough learning that. Then learning how to run routes. Like, I haven't ran routes in a while, so getting in and out my breaks was tough. It was tough for me. But after practice, we used to work out every day after practice. We used to be going at it, just like working on every little thing. And then I started getting good after like my freshman year. I was okay. Like, I had good hand, always had good hands, so I was able to catch. So that's what held me down. But after my freshman year, I'm like, all right, that summer I'm just gonna work at receiver, just go hard, just every day run routes, every day catch, every day just do what I need to do. And going into my sophomore year, it was just like, okay, I'm getting
Did you what was your goal going from high school? Was that like plan A? But did you have plan B? What was your major? Do you care about all that? I mean, like,
I ain't even have I ain't.
Was it like football?
Was it? Football was I thought I was coming to play quarterback. I'm ready. Like, I'm like, yo, he gonna be. Yeah. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I'm good. Like, Turner Gill was he was a Heisman finalist back in his day in Nebraska, like when he played. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna learn from Coach Gill. You here running quarterbacks like me, he gonna understand how I go. And that's what I thought for sure. I ain't had no about nothing else. I'm like, man, I'm playing football. That's it.
Who was your quarterbacks? Like, did you look at the quarterback like, man, I'm better than them. Like, I should be playing, or was they?
Nah. So the quarterback when I was there, Drew Willie That's my dog. He played in the CFL for years too. He played for a while too, but he was there and he was legit. Nah, he was nice. He was nice. He was nice for sure. And he was good. That was one thing that was hard with me. He was good at sending like the line certain ways. Like, you know what I mean, sending the line this way. You see a blitz, send the line this way. Like doing that, I'm like, my first, you know what I mean, coming to I'm like, I couldn't imagine doing that. Hey, audible. Hey, hey, line, go that way. Hey, 52 to Mike. Like, going to my first year doing that, I'm like, oh yeah, that was it. That would have took me like a while to learn. So I'm like, he got it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what? I think this receiver position might be
I'm
all
like,
right.
just stay right here. He gonna give me the ball. I'm like, let me just. He legit. He was legit. So I was like, cool. That made it even better to play receiver because I'm like, he was legit. He was nice.
Did you have any, like, I guess I'm not gonna say discouraging moments? Was it like, man, I'm wilding, or was it, you know what I mean? Was there any moments where you like, I don't know, you know, because switching positions, like you said,
Yeah.
You know, you just don't know. You know what I mean? You'll be playing in front of family. Like, was there any like,
sure.
I don't know.
It was because, I mean, we only won like my first year. We only won like 2 games. We was weak. Like, you know, we was weak. But it was something where, like I said, Coach Gill was like, he changed the whole program though. He was kicking people off the team. Like, you miss class. Like, you know what I'm saying? You get suspended, you miss class. Like, he had people like, you had to make sure you show up to class. He had like advisors going to your class, like making sure you do this, make like the little things what you needed. Like, you know what I mean? And like you saw it was going to be a difference for sure. But at that first year, we like, nah, this ain't it. I don't know what's going on. Like, we talking to ourselves, like all the freshmen like that came in, we like, nah, this ain't what we signed up for. Like, you know what I mean? It was, and tough. It's also tough. Like, back in the day, we was doing tour-a-days in college. So that was your first tour-a-day, you like, I don't know about this football. It's like, for real, I don't know about football. Like, we all talking like, yo, I ain't never worked that hard. Like, I don't know, like, I can't feel my legs. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know about these tour-a-days. So that was probably one thing that was crazy too. We was like, man, we just gotta, shit. That really had boys quit. Like, some boys are just like, I can't do it no more. Like, we had a lot of people quit, but yeah, you just gotta keep going. That's it.
Yeah, and then like, so staying home, you made decisions to stay home. How tough was that to stay locked in and being at home? You got all your boys here. You know, you can go out at any time. Obviously you guys were weak that first year. Had you had the success you had later in your college career, you probably would have been a little tougher to go out early, or, you know, to not be, I guess, the big man on campus or big man. You still were able to be that, but how tough was it to stay locked in and really focusing on football while being home?
So the crazy story about that is like when you in like, especially when you live in Amherst, you like, you don't even feel like you in Buffalo no more when you're on North Campus. Like, you feel me? So I feel like that was the big thing. Like,
That's crazy to say.
Like,
that's a fact.
and it's crazy. Like, I talked to my boys about this that I grew up with. Like, they probably came to like 3 UB games. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Like, they was like, it's 20 minutes away from the neighborhood, and they thinking like, we don't go to Amherst. Like, you don't go to Amherst unless, you know what I mean? Like, they ain't trying to get caught up with nothing. They ain't trying to, you know what I mean, get pulled over just because, you know what I mean? They 4 or 5 deep in the car. Like, that's
right and dirty,
yeah, it was really like that. So it was like, being on the Amherst, it was like, you didn't even feel like, you know, for me, I'm like, damn, I'm not in my neighborhood. I'm chilling. You know, it was, you know, you see different cultures too. You hanging out with different people, I feel like that kind of got me where it's like, I don't even need to be around it no more. Like, you know, I'm good out here. Like, I'm good. If y'all want to come see me, y'all come out here. Like, I ain't even. And that was one thing that motivated me. It was like, I seen new things. I'm like, yeah, I don't even want to. I'm trying to get out of here. I'm trying to get out of here.
So like, say, for you, if you could do it again, or for a youngin watching this, like, what's something you would do different, or something like, just, you know, high school, not college, that's a high school before the NFL, the high school, college. Like, what's something you did? You like, did you take anything for granted and stuff like that?
Yeah, things I would change is take school serious for sure. Like really focus on school. Like, you know, I had the opportunity. Like, you know, I wish I had the opportunity to go to school for free. Like, you know what I mean? I should have took, you know, something. I should have took engineering, or, you know what I mean? Got a degree, a free degree in engineering. So that's one thing where I'm like, I wish I would have like was younger and somebody really pounded it in my head, like, focus on school. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got an opportunity to go to school for free with this sport. So, like, you know what I mean? Even in my first year at St. Joe's, I failed every class. My first 2 semesters, I was failing. They was gonna kick me out, bro. Like, I was.
Private
it
school,
was
they
hard.
different. Yeah,
it was hard, bro. They was gonna kick me out. they happened to keep me because Duff was there and Duff vouched for me and the head coach was vouching for me. But yeah, Joe's is hard, bro. I even I was on academic probation my second year. I couldn't play basketball my second year at Joe's. Like I was gonna be the varsity team and everything. I couldn't even play my sophomore year. So school was tough, bro. It took me like 2 years to really all right, I gotta work. And a 70 is fair. Like you can't get lower than a 70.
Yeah.
Like they take it. Yeah, it's serious though. So
man, Naaman was on his Cardell Jones. He's like, I didn't come here to play school. I came here to play ball.
That's what I thought. I'm like, I ain't, bro. If I'm playing, I can't play football. That's what I thought. I'm like, I'm gonna play football. Like for real. I ain't even, school was just second, and I wish I was like had those. Like that's one thing. Like taking school serious.
So what was the adjustment like? You go from your senior year where you was like, St. Joe's like the best team in the area to being y'all trash, like you probably losing like you've never lost before. Like what was that like?
It was tough though. It was tough because we kind of seen, like I said, like the freshman class that I came in with, we was like, you could tell we was like different. Like we was hungry. Like we was like all of us was just hungry. You could tell, like you saw how the team looked. It was like boys ain't really care. We lost a game, boys go party. Like it wasn't they ain't care. I feel like the class I came in with, like it was a bunch of like. The recruiting class I came in, it was a bunch of boys we had from Texas that took football serious. We had some boys from Maryland that, them boys play football crazy down there. Some Ohio boys where they took it, It was like, nah, this is real. Like I came here for one reason. I'm just, I'm in Buffalo to play. And I think that's what Coach Gill brought. He brought boys that was just like, I'm here to play. Like I ain't trying to do nothing else. I ain't trying to party. I'm trying to play football. So I think that's what changed. That's what, having been around that freshman class that I had, that's what kept me like, all right, all of us motivated. Like, yeah, we gonna just keep going, just keep working. Like that's it, just keep working. We gonna change it. We gonna change it for sure.
Yeah. So all right. So when you got now jumping from UB, like you're bad, then you go into the good years. Break down the process to when you started catching wind. Like, okay, I'm gonna be able to play at the next level now. Like how did that come about, and then like how did that
play
help you
right?
change?
The ESPN that you went viral.
Yeah. That was my junior year. So junior year, I just felt like I was saying them past 2 years I was just grinding. Like I talked to my receiver coach about it from UB. He was like, man, like he was just like, I was just so determined to just be good. Like I'm gonna be great like a receiver. Like I'm gonna be great at this joint. So we worked like. I worked that summer. We worked that after practice. We were just working and working. And then my junior year, I just felt different. Like, I got stronger, I got faster, I got smarter, watched more film. I just felt different. So going into that year, I think I had like 1,400 yards that year, like maybe like 13, 14 touchdowns. Like it was a crazy year for me where I was just like, I feel like can't nobody. If you're in front of me, you getting torched this game. Like, you're gonna have a long day. Like I'm gonna block you. Like I used to try to block you until you like to the sideline. I'm just gonna keep blocking you. You just gonna hate me all game. Like you gonna hate me all game. I'm just, you know what I mean? That's what I was felt like, and that's where I felt like, okay, like can't nobody out here like check me like.
So because of that, did you ever like think like I'm good now? Maybe I should leave UB to something bigger, like to go play at a Power 5 school or something like that? Or was you like, I'm just gonna chill here?
And it's crazy because I thought about it like a couple of years ago when how it's big now, how people just leave. Like you get hot, shit. Right. You go get one of them deals at a school where you make some good money. So back then you ain't even thinking like that. And for me, I was just like scouts, more and more scouts was coming to, because we had some talent, we was getting some talent, and so more and more scouts was coming to practice, more and more scouts was coming to games, talking to us, so we like,
you got the action there. It was there.
Yeah. Like, we good here, because scouts coming, they coming to talk to us, they coming to practice, they come just watch practice, they don't even talk to us, they just want to see you practice, see how you work, so more and more was coming, and we just like, oh, we good, and like that same class I had, that freshman class, where we were just all like, we were just tight. Like we was like, they're my dogs. So we just all was just like, no, we good. We going, bro. We was after, so my junior year, we won the championship, the MAC championship. And then like that next year, we like, bro, we gonna win a BCS game. We gonna,
That's how we felt.
We won Ohio State. I'm calling Doug right now. I want Tressel on the line. Let's go, bro. Turner. Let's go.
That's how it was. I'm talking about we trying to be like, I think like Boise State was hot that year too. When they was going to BCS game, we like, yeah, we gonna make it like that. That's how we thought. Yeah. We gonna get it like that. We gonna like, hey, let's get it like that year. You know what I mean? So I felt like we had that motivation. Like we we're gonna be great. Like we're gonna keep working and be good.
I brought it up. I brought the catch up. Like, how did that feel? Like that whole moment, ESPN.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Recognition that you was top 5. How high did you get? I don't know.
I don't even remember
You
either.
the top
I don't
10
know.
play.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
how did that feel? Like just getting all that notoriety after that catch, man. That's crazy catch.
Yeah, no, it was crazy though, cause like we played. It was against Temple and we always like us like that was like our rivals back then. Like we go like we try and kill each other out there. Like you know what I mean. So when we was playing them, we like. I think we was down too. We might have been down like maybe like a touchdown. We like, yo, we gonna win this game. Like we ain't gonna lose this joint. We ain't gonna lose this joint. But in the back of our head, you like, so we trying to talk like, we trying to wonder, like, come on, bro, we good, man. But we like, so it's like, so I think I caught like the first. We had like, so we got the ball back. I caught like the first. I caught like a drag and got like 30 yards. I'm like, all right, everybody started. All right, cool. Then another play happened. We like, I forgot what happened. What we did like incomplete, another incomplete. Then we get down to like the 45-yard line, and our going to our touchdown. So Drew Willie, we all talking. We like, bro, let's just throw it up, bro. Like throw it up. Like yeah, he like just throw. He like I'm like just throw it up, bro. I'm gonna get down there. And he like, all right, make sure you get down there. I'm gonna run out to the right a little bit. And I'm just gonna throw it up. So as John was like slow motion. I was like I'm running. I feel like I'm running in slow motion. So then I'm looking back, then I could look back and see him I'm like, he about to throw that joint. Then it just happened in slow motion. I swear, I seen the ball coming and I'm just like,
it's right here.
Yeah, it's coming. I'm like, this joint coming right towards me. Like, you know what I mean? Then just get up and get it. Yeah, then get up so I get up and grab and just hold on to that joint. I'm like, I can't let this joint go. Them boys trying to rip it. They trying to rip it. And I'm like, I got to hold on to this joint. And it's crazy. I see a Temple, so I used to see Temple boys all the time, like in the league or when I was even on the CFL. Like, that's all they... Bro, you the one that caught that joint, right? That's the first thing they talk about, bro. So I could tell that's how crazy. To me, it was just like shit. We were just trying to win, like. But you know what I mean. But everybody else, it was like, no, that was big though for the university for sure.
Yeah, Naaman can't go into Philly anymore, man. At least on campus.
Campus.
Can't go no more.
Yeah, for sure.
So that happened your junior year, right? So is that around the time did you start appearing on draft boards? Did people start talking stuff? When did that start happening? Like draft boards, or I might get drafted, or might go to the league and stuff like that.
So that goes into so right after that junior year, we got like when the seniors do their pro day, the juniors also do a pro day. So yeah, so juniors will do a pro day. So juniors are like we won't do like the 225 and all that, but we just do the 40. So we do the 40 and that's when scouts really like, okay, this is where I think he'll be next year. This is where I think he'll be, and this he'll be. So that's when agents start coming around. They start talking to you. That's when Facebook. All we had was Facebook. That's the only way they communicate. So hella agents in my messages is Facebook. You know what I mean? Just hey, come talk to me. Do this. My number. Blah blah blah. So that's when I started realizing, okay, this is getting serious now. Yeah. So just trying to navigate through that, trying to find, good people, trying to talk to good people, trying to figure out, because everybody telling you this, you might go second round, you might go 7th round, you might go this, everybody's just in your ear telling you this, you know what I mean? So for me, it was just, I couldn't even, for that senior year, it was hard, because you focus like, damn, I got to get 100 this game, I got to get 150
That's what I'm
this
saying.
game. Watch it, like, you know what I mean?
Like, did that, going to your senior, did that, like, change your mindset?
Yeah, it kind of did, because it's like, even when, so one thing I got, I forgot, I don't think it was my agent, but I think somebody was like, one of my coaches probably was like, hey, they think you can't play good against big teams, like, you know what I mean? They saw you dominate the MAC, now they want you to dominate. We played like Pittsburgh that year. We might have played another big school that year, maybe Wisconsin or something. But they like, you gotta dominate them teams. Like that's what they want to see. Like they think you can't dominate them teams. So Pittsburgh came to Buffalo too. My senior year, Pittsburgh had like 2 something on them. Went stupid, 3 touchdowns, 2 something. I'm like, I gotta go crazy on these boys.
Yes, sir.
Went crazy went crazy, and I'm like, okay, then I did that. So I'm like, all right. I start feeling good. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be good. Yeah, that's what they needed. So I started feeling good after that. And also on the field, like it's so much talking on the field too. So boys used to be like, they watch film, they know too. So boys like, hey, we're gonna stop you. I guarantee we're gonna stop you this game talking. Like, nah, you ain't getting off this game, we're gonna stop you. Or they even talk like, hey, what round you think you going, bro? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so you get a different talking like that. So you start feeling, you like, damn, like, that's how they respect it now. They respect the game because they they just want to know, like, they want to stop me, and also they want to, like, yo, you nice, bro. Like, you know what I mean? People after the game, like, you nice, bro. Like, you know, so that's when you start feeling love. Like, okay.
How did it change? Also, like outside the game, like off the field, like fam, people like, oh, he getting buzzed. You on ESPN, family looking at you different, girls. You know how this go. Was that crazy? Was that different, or was kind of the same?
It was a little different. You be crazy though. Period. You be crazy. I mean,
you can read it to whatever you want to read it to that.
You be crazy. But it didn't get too crazy until like probably like my senior year, and once like that draft stuff started coming around, and then like people started hating me on Facebook, like everybody your cousin, everybody everybody want this, everybody want that, random girls, you know what I mean? So it got crazy after a while, but I think I like deactivated my joint for a little bit because I'm like, it's getting too wild. I gotta chill.
I'm staying right in Amherst Island.
I'm good. Like I gotta focus. Then right after my senior year, I ended up getting an agent, so I went down to like IMG Academy. Me and James Starks had the same agent, so we both went down to IMG with a couple boys, and that kept me focused too because we just down there. It was just like probably like maybe like 20 of us down there from all different. We had some Alabama boys. We had some. Who else we had down there? Some Indiana boys, some boys from big schools, always down there. So it's just 20 of us down there working out the whole day. Yeah, we working on 40s. We work out twice a day. They eat, they feed us the right way. They do all, they take care of us. So we were just down there, just focused and locked in, trying to get ready for this for our pro days and get ready for the NFL. So I think that's one thing that kept us locked in. Was like, we're not gonna stay in Buffalo. You're gonna go down to Florida. Yeah, stay down there for 3 months and just work out.
Yeah. So. And then, all right. So then, you got to make the next transition, right? You're on top of the game, at the Division I level. Then you're going into an NFL training camp. What's that first week like, knowing that you're, in the bottom, not in the bottom of that. I wouldn't say the bottom of that receiving room, but you don't know if your next day is that day or your last day is that day, right? Sure, and on that roster, you could get cut at any time. What's that like? Going from big man on campus again, Joe's the UB, then UB top, to the Bills.
No, it's tough. Yeah, it's tough because you don't know. Like, man, I done seen boys. You walking off the field with boys like rookie camp. You walk off the field, boys, and somebody come tap the dude right next to you, like, hey, so need to see you or something like so. It's happening every day. You on your toes every day. You like, bro. I'll tell you a funny story. My first rookie mini camp. They want to make sure you know stuff. So you gotta learn. Like, playbook is crazy. So they throwing just stuff at you, see what you can learn. So the first week, like the first day of rookie minicamp, they throw maybe like 60, 70 plays at you. And I'm like, man, like it's tough. Like you trying to study just the night before practice. You like, I gotta get all this right. So I had like wrist tape. I used to wear wrist tape, like, not too crazy, but I had it like almost up to my elbow. I drew plays out. Like plays I couldn't remember, drew them joints out on my hand, you know what I mean? So in the huddle, they calling plays. I'm looking at damn, where that play at? Oh, all right, cool. Like, for real, that's how serious it is. Like, you got to be on your toes. You drop a ball, you feel like, in practice, you like,
I'm cut.
I'm out. Yeah, I might get
damn,
cut.
I got to pack my bags up to this.
Yeah, that's how serious. Yeah, that's where I learned, like, when I got to the league, that's when I learned, like, practice. You got to take practice like a game. Like, I was getting spatted for practice. I'm like listening to my headphones, like, I'm listening to my good music, like, you know what I mean? You gotta lock in. Every practice, lock in. Like, you gotta be on your lock in. Like, no, you know what I mean? No playing around, no mistakes, no dropping balls, no messing up on routes. Cause, it's money involved. Yeah, that's your business now.
What was your welcome to the NFL moment where it was like, dang, I'm in the league now. Like, it's crazy.
Probably we played we played the Broncos in preseason, and they always tell you, like, don't get too hyped up or too mesmerized about, who you're going against. And Champ Bailey was in front of me.
Don't get hyped up.
Bro, I'm like, yo, like in my head, I'm like, yo, this Champ Bailey. I'm like, yo, this, like, that's all I could think of. I couldn't even think of what the play was.
This dude is a 99 in Madden. This is the premier cornerback right now.
Yeah, this one of the greatest. I'm like, that was probably like, yo, this for real, this crazy, because, yeah, you see him in front of me, and he don't even, you know what I'm saying? He don't know me. He just looking in my eyes, like, ready, you know what I'm saying? He pressed, man, looking at me like, I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, damn, you know what I mean? It's Champ Bailey, bro. Like, for real, I was a fan, like a real fan. So that was probably like the first time where it was like, okay, this real.
That's wild. That's a wild story.
Real,
Champ Bailey, that's crazy.
Yeah, bro. For real. I swear I was in my head like, yo, this is Champ Bailey, bro.
Who was the first, I guess, who took you on your wing when you know, who was the person that, the first teammate that really like put you on and, you know, put confidence into you and stuff like that?
Man, the receiver core we had was great. Probably Lee Evans was the OG on the team. So Lee Evans was somebody where you just watch how he practiced and you just want to do everything he did. Like, you know what I mean? He just came to work. Like, he wasn't do that talk. Like, you know, he wasn't talking crazy. You know, he wasn't doing nothing. He just go to work, like, every day. He don't drop a ball. He don't mess up on routes. He you know, block who you need to block. He doing everything the right way. So that was one dude where we everybody on the team look at Lee Evans for like, okay, yeah, this how you supposed to practice, this how you supposed to play. So Lee Evans was probably, and then Stevie Johnson was probably the next one where we all wanted to be Stevie too. Like, nobody ran routes like Stevie. So I feel like that's how I got good at running routes, watching Stevie every day. Like, you know what I mean? Just watching how he moved, how he, like, every day I'm talking all of us, all the rookies, like, hey, Steve, how you do this? How you do this? Like, and he'll come show you, hey, this how you do it, boom, boom, boom. Like, he'll do it so fast. We like, bro, how we supposed to, you know what I'm saying? How we supposed to learn that? So that was probably, them two was probably like them boys where it's like, they helped me out so much, and then, you know what I mean, just route running, just understanding the game, just, you know, taking it serious for sure, for them boys for sure.
Just, I mean, I've met Lee just a couple of times now, but he just seemed like, even just outside of everything, you just like a mellow guy, you know, just always cool to him. You know, he's really, really a humble, awesome dude, and that makes sense to say that type of thing, those type of things translated over onto the field. It seems like the guy that would do everything right. You know what I mean?
Yep,
so
the same way.
Yep.
So you make the team. How did you find out? And who was the first person you called?
Well, my first year, I was on practice squad, and I was excited because I'm like, you know what I mean? Shoot, just being on the team, you hype, you know what I mean? Even though it's like, so practice squad is kind of like, so I was like a red, like I never redshirted at UB, so it was kind of like, for me, it was like, this is a redshirt year. Like, I practice, I'm learning the plays, you know what I mean? Lee Evans was one of them people like, hey, like, make sure you're ready because, you know, one of us hurt. That's how it is. One of us get hurt. Like,
next man
you
up.
up. Like, you up. So it's like, all right, so you like, make sure you're doing this right, making sure you're doing that right. So that was one of them times where I'm like, okay, this cool. Like, I'm learning more. I'm doing, you know, I'm good. I'm straight. And then probably like, I forgot who got hurt. Probably like 6-7 games into the season, somebody got hurt and I was up. And that joint was like, all right, man, like, you know what I mean? Like, this about to be lit. That's like, this about to be lit. And then, like, walking into the stadium that day, you know, the fans going crazy. Fans already out there as soon as, you know what I mean? As soon as you pull up in the parking lots and shit, that's when it's Ralph for the stadium. Going in there was just like, the feeling, the energy just.
It's still the Ralph, you know. I'm going to dispute that with everybody. It's still the Ralph.
It's crazy trying to call it different names, but going into that and just getting that energy and that feeling was probably unreal. So I probably, like, that night before, I think I was calling everybody, like, bro, like, hey, I'm playing tonight. Hey, you need tickets? I think I was trying to get everybody tickets, bro. Like, I got tickets, bro. I'm asking everybody all week, like, hey, you need your tickets? Because I think they give you 2. I think you might have to pay for the rest of them, but if you ask boys on the team, they'd just drop you their tickets.
But at that point, too, you could probably get our tickets for like $5 a piece. Is that, you know, at that point, it wasn't that tough to get a ticket.
For sure. They still had crack.
For sure.
Yeah, but no, it was dope, though. It was, so I was trying to get everybody tickets, man. It was crazy. It was crazy. And just the atmosphere is still crazy, man. It was just to run out of that stadium. And on the tunnel was just
the pinnacle of the dream, man. That's dope to hear that.
Keep it a buck, bro. You wish you played with Josh Allen today.
Oh, for sure.
You missed the quarterback coach.
Like that, for sure, man.
I'm not no shit. Who was the quarterback? No, was it JP a little bit too?
JP might have been there. I think he got traded. Trent Edwards might have been there.
Yeah, Trent was there for a little. Yep.
Trent might have got traded
because he was like 08 and no,
he got traded. Did he play with Fitz?
Fitz was my quarterback. Yeah, 2011
he played with Raw.
11 and 12. He was there when I was there. Yeah. But my first year was there. It was Trent Edwards, maybe or somebody. I can't. That's
no, bro. That's all.
I think Fitz might have came on that later that year. That's when he started rocking. But yeah, it was. I think
Might have been like Fitz and Kyle Orton because I think that was like the first year that I had season tickets. Was like 10 years ago. So
yeah. I think Kyle Orton came that year. At the end of that, yeah.
We kind of skipped ahead. How'd you end up in Buffalo? Like what was that draft process like? How'd you end up on the Bills?
So the draft process was crazy. First of all, you think you're gonna get drafted, so that's one thing. You're like, all right, you know what I mean? So during that whole draft, I'm like, all right. The 5th round, they like, all right, 5th round agent calling. All right, if I'm ready 5th round, somebody gonna pick you up. So teams call you too. So teams will call you. Teams will call you like to run the position coaches. Like so I have position coaches like, hey, I think we're gonna get you with this. Receiver coaches like, hey, I think we're gonna get you with this pick. It's just 2 of y'all, we're gonna figure it out. But hey, just be ready, like keep me by your phone. So all right, 5th round go around nobody. All right. Some other teams started calling. I think it was like Jets and like Rams called in the 6th round, like, hey, we got somebody. I think Buffalo called too. Hey, we get between you and this guy. We got somebody. Blah blah blah. Don't hear nothing else. 7th round, I'm like, all right, I got you. Know what I mean? I'm like, all right, what's up? Like, you know what I mean? I asked my agent, what's up? And he like, we still trying to figure out. So through that whole process, it's stressful because you just like, you know what I mean? Teams calling, like,
people calling you.
People calling me.
That's
So
great. I didn't know they called you before.
They call you. They call you during that process. So after the draft, right after the draft, I think like the Rams, the Jets, Chicago might have called, maybe in Buffalo. I forgot who else. They offering contracts. Say, hey, we give you this amount. You want to come? We give you this. So now it's on me to choose where I want to go. Like so, me and my agent, I forgot who else. We started looking at rosters. Like what's looking the best. So we saw Buffalo roster. Like oh yeah, let's do Buffalo. Like, we like for real. Like, we saw the roster. We like man.
And we got a chance over there.
The only one we saw was like Lee Evans, Stevie Johnson. Was it? Stevie wasn't. He wasn't. His first. It might have been like his 2nd year, 1st year maybe.
Yeah.
So he wasn't like you know what I mean, not yet, but. So I'm like, all right, cool, let's do that though. So then Buffalo, just Buffalo,
I mean, was it like any hesitant, like when you tell your people's like, yo, I'm coming to Buffalo, I want to go to Buffalo? It's like, nah, get away from here. Or it was like, no, they wanted you here.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they're like, nah, perfect. Anywhere, I ain't care where it was. I'm like, I'm good. Yeah, I ain't really care either. They ain't care. So it's like, yeah, let's do Buffalo. Yeah. So that's how we did it.
And then let's jump back to being on the practice squad. You said it was like red shirt, and so you practice with the team and like break down how that goes. You practice with the team, and then do you get to travel with the team to games or?
That's the only thing.
Okay, you get to the home games though. You get to be on the sidelines and stuff. Okay,
but only thing you don't travel. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't travel.
That's sweet. So
my question is, before I get into like other questions, but like, how fast did you play with yourself on Madden? Or did you play with yourself on Madden?
No, he did. Look, he
what's so
definitely.
crazy? I really didn't, but my nephews and them, like, they are like, hey, I'm playing with you right now. I had
That's crazy.
Cousins and all, like, yeah, I'm playing with you right now. Like, you know what I mean? But I never really played Madden that much, but yeah, them was always like, I'm playing with you right now. You doing this? Hey, I'm sure. Yeah,
He got right in the franchise mode, put himself up the depth chart, put the sliders up.
99, you know what I'm saying?
He said, what? They got me at 82? Yeah, all right.
We was definitely looking at the ratings, so we had to like, hey, what's your rating, bro? I think mine was like a 72. I'm like, all right, we got to get that up, but it was cool. But just to be on it, though, was definitely like, man, it was
I can't even imagine, but that's
it was crazy. It was crazy.
What was it like to score your first NFL touchdown? Like, what was that feeling like?
You got the ball?
Yeah, I got the ball. Yeah, I got the ball for sure.
Now the first one, was that the Giants one? The first one? Oh man, we were at Mike's house. Another dude that's on the Overdue Bills pod. Rad was there, and I remember that game because I remember when you caught the bomb. You caught it and broke it. We're like, that's his first one. Like that's crazy.
No, that jump was like the Hail Mary was in slow motion. That jump was in slow motion too. I swear, I caught it. And I'm like, I just saw like a opening. I'm like, oh shit! And I always love to cut back. I'm cutting back. If I catch the ball and I got some space, I'm making a cutback across the field. So I just caught that jump. And I see like a space to my right. So I hit a move. I don't know what I did. Hit a move and went to the left. I think I saw like the corner. I think Webster was the corner that game too. And just saw him and just cut back off him and I'm going outside and I'm like, I can't get caught. Don't get caught. That's it. Don't get caught because they're going to talk about that in the meetings all day if you get caught from behind. So that's one thing I'm like, do not get caught. So I'm just running. I run like a dog chasing me. I'm like, I'm gone, like trying to get there. Yeah. But them John, that was probably like a crazy moment because it was like, and it's doing in a stadium like that where it was half Giants, half the Bills fans. They travel travel. Yeah, so they do it like that too. It was definitely.
So after Buffalo, like so you play for Buffalo, then what happens? Like, what was that ride like after you leave the Bills? You get tryouts with other teams, stuff like that. What was that process?
So after Buffalo, I got tryout with like.
How long were you with Buffalo though?
2.5, almost 3 years, 2.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, Then so after that, I'm just doing workouts. My agent talking to teams. I think I had a workout with New England, maybe Jacksonville, maybe who else? Cleveland. So then I end up signing with Cleveland. Ended up getting hurt out there. Hurt my hamstring, so ended up just trying to get healthy again. Ended up signing with Detroit. Was out there for a little bit. Megatron was out there. That's probably one of the best players I've ever seen in life though. Like,
yeah.
I ain't never seen nobody that big, that fast, that strong, do the stuff like so. I was out there with Megatron, and then after that year I didn't get picked up by anybody. So now I'm like, and I might be done. You know what I mean? And that's when some CFL teams started calling. I started doing CFL workouts, and then Saskatchewan ended up picking me up.
How different is it? Is it compared? I mean, unless you got an NFL.
Well, I was gonna say how like we talked about the you not being able to play quarterback no more. What was that like? Mentally being like, damn, I'm not gonna be in the league no more. I gotta go a different route to try to get back.
Yeah,
was that always the goal, or just being like, I'm just gonna play and try to ball out wherever I'm at, and then try to get back, or is like, damn, I really might not have this shot again.
Yeah, I mean the goal was. So my agent, which was cool, man. He was cool. Dude named Dave Butts out of New York. He was cool. And he was with a good agency. So he ended up, he always like, hey, we're gonna get some workouts. Always hit me up. Hey, we're gonna get some workouts. Just stay ready. So the mentally, like, man, I've been working out for a year and I ain't heard nothing. Like, you know what I mean? That's mentally draining. Like, you like, I could be like, why am I doing this? Like, you know what I mean? So that's the part where it's like, and a lot of people go through that where it's just like. You don't hear nothing, you know what I mean? You don't know, because you really don't know. It's like team could call you, come get a workout. Like I done seen thousands players get workouts and never even hear back from a team. So you just working out for however long, year, 2 years, 3 years. Some people still working out that I know that.
Yeah.
Still trying to get trials. You know what I mean? So that's the one thing is just trying to stay mentally locked in and stay working out, stay ready, try to stay ready. So
do you think it's like a level? Is it like a level of politics in it? You think a little bit like who like what get you that try out who you know?
Yeah, it's definitely who you know, what school you went to for sure. It's like,
okay,
that plays into it for sure. But I mean, so everybody work out different too. Like so, I know with the New England workouts, they do crazy. Like they got receiver. We all doing bag drills, like D lineman type drills. You doing that where you like shuffling through bags, tapping bags. So they put you through like a workout, like just like a combine workout. Some other teams put you through like they just want to see you run routes, like some teams like that. So it depends what team you go to and stuff like that and how you fit. So you gotta make sure you're in shape.
Before we get to the CFL, you said like you was around Megatron. Was that like the best player you've seen up close in person, like that you was around on a day-to-day basis? I mean, it's Megatron. That's crazy.
Probably, Megatron was definitely the best, probably. And you could tell Megatron, you could tell how he took care of his body. First one, he was in the gym all day. Like, right after practice, he in the gym. Before practice, he in the gym. In the morning, he in the gym. Like, he always working on his body because he was just getting beat up. Like, he was, like, I could see why, like, Barry Sanders or somebody went, retire early in Detroit. Yeah. Like, they run you down out there, bro.
In Detroit,
like,
you're done.
Yeah. Practice is hard. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everything. Like, Megatron was getting the ball. Like, he's getting,
every play.
You know what I'm saying? 15 targets a game. That take a toll on your body. So, you could tell how he was hurting and how he was just like, sometimes he's like, bro, coach, I can't practice. Like, he coming like, my ankle swollen, my hand, I can't, you know what I mean? He had broken and jammed fingers, and you know what I mean? It was just like, so to see somebody like him, when he did practice though, one of the craziest things I ever seen. Like, like I seen him like, he got like a corner checking him man-to-man. He have a safety over top. This in practice, like, you know what I'm saying? Another safety trying to looking over and he still run past everybody, throw his hand up. You know what I mean? Matt Stafford throw it 60 yards and a dime, like, you know what I mean? So see somebody like him that was that big, that fast, ran great routes. was cool as hell. So somebody see somebody like that was just like, yo,
So we fans. So like, what's that like? Like, do you like try not to be a fan of him? Like, do you go talk to him? Do you like stay away? Like, what's that like to like? I mean, that's Megatron. That's Calvin. Like, do you just like avoid him?
A person like me, I'll be like, I'll chill. Like I ain't gonna be on top of, I'll kind of chill and just like vibe, like see the vibe first. Like, okay, when you go around Megatron, like, okay, yeah, he one of them. He just cool, chill, like asking like, how this dude, how this look, or what you think about this? Is asking, and he'll be like, yeah, that's cool, or you need to do this or do this. So he one of them players that, yeah, you could just go talk to him and tell him how you. You know what I mean? He was cool like that. No, he was cool like that. He was cool. Some people you can't do that with, but like, yeah, but Megatron was like, yeah.
Yeah. So then, all right. So then you hit the CFL. What's that like? Your first week? Like you're kind of coming down. Obviously, there's a lot of talent in the CFL. But did you come in thinking, man, I was on an NFL roster. I'm coming in. I should be able to start here. I should be able to really do my thing here. How did that come in? Like when you first stepped over there?
Yeah, because you really don't know. You like, I don't know nothing about what's going on. Exactly. I don't know. You don't know.
New game, new rules.
Yeah, you don't know who playing. But I think my first rookie, we had like a rookie mini camp in Florida, and I seen like a couple of the receivers, and I'm like, oh, these boys is real. Like, they was legit. They was legit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, real good. So I think when I was just trying to learn. I'm like, all right, I'm here like, yeah, I'm trying to get back to the league for sure. That's what the agent tell you. Agent like, man, you go up there for a year or two, you know what I mean? Just work on your film, work on that game. We're going to get you back. So that's every person in the CFL that come up there, that's the same thing. Yeah, that's the same thing. And my agent said, I just need a year and I'm going to get back, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, he told you that too?
Yeah, right. Yeah, not even knowing. Like, bro, you got to come up. So that was my thing. Like, I ain't think nothing of it. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to come up here for a year or two, get some film, and I'm good. So, but once I got there and I seen, I'm like, dude, these boys is like real, like, legit. Like, these boys is legit. Some of them get stuck up there because they can't stop smoking weed, you know what I'm saying? Or they just get in trouble in school and they get like, Canada real cool about like, man, if you could just play, come up here. Like, you know what I mean? They find a way. If you're a baller, they'll find a way to get you to Canada and just, pay you up there and you can smoke all you want. They don't test you, whatever you need. You know what I'm saying? So that was one thing I learned was like, okay, these boys is good. So I had to like really like work on my game, work on it was different too. The field wider, the end zone's 20 yards long. Okay. Yeah. It's a bigger field. I think it's instead of 50 yards, it's like 55-yard mark in the middle. So it feels like 10 yards longer too. So it's definitely. Then you got a motion. Receivers get the motion. Like every receiver, the two receivers on the line get motion sideways, and like three of the receivers in the back are motion how they want to motion. You know what I mean? So it's a crazy game. But once you like understand it and start to learn it, you like, oh, this joint fun. It's like it's fun. Like that shit fun as hell.
What was the biggest difference? I mean, you said the motion. Was that the biggest thing? That was the biggest difference to all that motion?
Yeah, that probably was the biggest. Like I was always offsides. Like I never. Like you got to get the snap count right. Like you know what I mean? Like it's a thing where they like quarterback like all right, let's go, let's get started. And now you got to like motion and time it up with the snap count. So that was like one of the things where I'm like, yo, I don't know how to like
how y'all even doing this?
Yeah, but once you get it, it's like it's an advantage. Like as a receiver to already start moving and you trying to check me now. So once you learn that in the CFL, you're like, oh yeah, you can be real. But there's some boys like some receivers and some DBs, like some skilled position boys that's up there. That's like
I remember seeing a video with Chad Johnson was talking about. Chad he said he thought I was gonna go up to CFL, I was gonna eat. He said I go up there, it's like nah, it's boys up here. It's like these boys up here. There's people that can be in the league. It's just like they not in the league. They just here. They could be in the league. And he said he definitely walked up there. And was like, yo, it's crazy up here.
Yeah, no, it's some boys. So it's one dude I had on my team. This is Chris Carter's son. Named Deron Carter.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Deron Carter.
I never like so athletic. I'm talking about, bro. He could be one of the best players, one of the best receivers in the league if he like really wanted to, bro. That's how nice he is. Like I seen him catch a ball, outrun boys. I done seen him one hand snag. I done seen him grab it over one hand like this over somebody for a touchdown. Like I done seen him do crazy, even crazy stuff in practice. But it was just somebody like him. He just. I feel like the NFL a little bit more strict. It's real strict in the NFL with just like being on time, doing this right, doing everything right. Whereas like for some people, it's like it's hardly like what I mean. Like why not? So in the NFL, they keep you all day. Like you know what I mean. Like you there all day. CFL, they're going to keep you for like maybe 4.5 hours a
word.
day. Yeah,
So the structure.
Yeah. They can't keep you from 7 to 5, 6. 6 o'clock. Nah, you got to. We there from 8 to maybe 1 o'clock. You know what I mean?
Like, I'm on overtime right now, coach. What's going on?
For real, people, and we had people on the team. Like, we had people that, hey, like, no, hey, we gotta wrap this up, coach. I gotta get up out of here, coach. Like, we have, no, hey, coach. Nah, we gotta go. Y'all ain't paying us for this.
What was the biggest adjustment like off the field in the CFL? Yeah, you in Canada. Saskatchewan. I don't
nice
know where that's at.
Yeah. Nah, it was peaceful out there, so people cool out there. Where I was in Saskatchewan, so in Saskatchewan, I think that's like the biggest team in the CFL. That's all they got out there. Like, and they come. Yeah, the stadium holds maybe 35, 40, and it's sold out every game. Like,
it's like a college. It's like a college town.
It's sold out every game. Like, they take it. Yeah, they take it serious. So being out there was probably like, okay, it felt like, okay, this like it's real. Like, you know what I mean? It still felt good. It still felt good to do that. So I think that was one thing that kept me motivated, is just the support you got out there. Like, you know what I mean? And even for me, like, going back there, so I'm going back up there to coach in May, and for me, like, I just felt like this is like, you know what I mean, they show so much love. I'm like, man, I could go back out there and just coach and help out for sure, because it was a spot where I felt like they really take football serious. They, you know what I mean, they enjoy it. You have fun doing it, you know what I mean? So that really helped me out for real, just being out there.
Yeah. So, like, I'm glad you mentioned that part. So, like, now, you know, the tail end of your career, when's the point where you kind of were like, all right, this is kind of it, man. I'm going to transition into this coaching role, or try to get into this coaching role and just kind of be done. You know, this is it for me.
Yeah, probably when I turned 30, when I don't know what happened, bro. When I hit 30, bro,
I just turned 30, bro.
I just hit 30, so now
I don't know what happened. Everything went down. But it was just, I felt like I was just, like, I always, and it's funny because I was talking to my girl about this one day. I'm like really, like, how would you, like, I don't want to be that player, be out there, and, you know what I mean, I don't want to go to the wheels fall off. Like, I ain't trying to be like that. No, I want to be able to walk around, chill, you know what I mean, still run. So it's like, but it's hard to, like, mentally, it's hard to tell yourself, like, you know what I mean? It's hard to be like, nah, like, I'm done, like, you know what I mean? So I was talking to her one day, I'm like,
because you've been playing football more than you're doing anything else.
Yeah, I'm telling her, I'm like, let me know when I look like I should be done. Like, you know what I mean? Because she know football now too, and I'm telling, like, let me know when I feel like, when you see, like, oh yeah, you ain't need to be, you don't need to be out here no more. You know what I mean? So, and it was funny, like, no, I'm gonna let you know, like, I'm gonna keep it real, and, like, you still good. So she kept me like, no, you still good, you good. So I played for like 12 hours, I was about 32, and I'm just like, that's over. I'm tired of taking hits. I'm tired of like after the season, you don't want to. After a long season for 2 months, you don't want to touch your weight. You don't want to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? You just trying to get your body to heal.
So
that's
like,
the hard part. Yeah.
A lot of people be asking, how do you know? You know.
You just can't. Yeah, you just can't take off.
It's too much work.
You can't. Yeah, off seasons. I'm like, I can't work out like I did no more. Like, I can't go hard for 4 or 5 months of just training. So it's just one. After that, I'm just like, I can't. Yeah, I can't do it. And I was one of the, like, being a number 1 on the team receiver to start going to number 2. Then my last year, I'm like the 3rd receiver. You know what I mean? And, like, I'm getting less and less targets. I'm like, I'm turning into that coach role. You know what I mean?
Teaching the young boys right now.
Some young boys coming in that's nice, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm like, these boys, they got it.
They're gonna be here a year, then they're going right back. They're getting workouts.
I'm getting workouts. Yeah, I'm like, that's why I started realizing, like, I can start doing this coaching, because I was just taking young boys, taking my young rookies and stuff under my wings and just showing them the ropes and doing stuff. And I enjoyed it though. And that's when I'm like, I could.
So what's the biggest lesson you learned from the NFL and CFL? Like, or you could either or, what's the biggest lesson, like, something you take, like, when you're talking to them young boys, when you're talking to, like, if you're talking to, like, a group of high school guys, what's that lesson that's trying to get there? Like, what's that lesson you had?
Man, one thing I tell them, man, is staying consistent and just staying hungry, man. Don't get too complacent. Like, you can never, I know you always say, don't get too comfortable. Like, you can't get comfortable. Like the NFL, CFL don't allow you to get comfortable. Like, you can't, don't feel like you made it. Like, you know what I mean? Even for me, like, even I was number 1 receiver in Canada on my team, and I still, I wouldn't even get my crib until, like, I know I'm good. Like, I know till the season started and I made the team. That's how real I felt. Cause I'm like, nah, like, you just never know. You gotta stay hungry. Like, I don't want to get comfortable, and I'm in my house chilling. I'm good. I'm thinking, I'm good, and then for my mindset, it's like, I can't feel like that. I can't feel like, all right, I got my crib up here now. I'm good. I get to chill. I get to relax. I ain't want to feel relaxed. I want to feel like I'm on edge. Like, I need to keep going higher. So I think I tell boys like, man, just like don't keep, keep feeling like you got to make the team every year. Like, that's how it should be. It should be like, no, I got to come make this team every year. I can't just feel like I'm going to come in and just get my spot. Like, it don't work like that.
I want to kind of ask you about, like, so obviously when you make to the NFL, family, friends, everybody hype. It's like everybody like around you. It's like, yo, I know somebody who in the league. What was it like when you went to the CFL? Did that change, or was like people around you still like, I know somebody in the CFL, or did you see like a drop off in that transition?
Oh, for sure. You see, yeah. Once you get to the NFL, you see, oh, boy, Shane, all that, man, all that happened. But I think when my mindset, it was just, I was never like really out and about. Really, I was always low key, like, you know what I mean. Like, you really gonna see me anywhere, if anything, you know what I mean. I feel like that was always one thing I think I did smart, was just kind of play it low. I was always just, shit, I'm just trying to work. That's it. I'm gonna stay low. I'm cool. I'm just trying to work. So, but you see it different. Yeah. Like everybody want to be around you when you're in the league and doing stuff, for sure. CFL, and I think what happened with the CFL also was good too. I was able to just see new things too. Just being out there it was a different lifestyle. Like it was. They only in Saskatchewan. They ain't had no hip hop stations. No, like,
that's crazy.
You know what I mean? Like, it's country music up there. So it was different. It was different. Like trying to just go through all that and do that. So I think for me, I was just motivated to play football. That was my whole thing. So I ain't even the outside stuff. I was just like, I'm cool. Like if you around, that's cool. If you ain't, it's cool too. Don't even, you know what I mean? Just stay away then if you ain't gonna be around. So that's how my mindset was all the time.
So you retire, obviously your Pops got a reputation in Buffalo. Shout out to Josh, who I played basketball with.
Shout out Rose.
Yeah, Ron J. Rose. So when you retire, you come home, like what's the plan? Like you just like, I'm gonna come home and chill for a couple of years, then go coach, or like what was like your thoughts, like football over, I'm back in Buffalo. What's next?
So my plan was, my last year I was trying to finish up school. So I had like to get my my bachelor's. I had like probably like 3 or 4 classes left. So my last year I took like 2 online classes. I'm like, all right, bet, let me do them joints while I'm still playing, and I could be able to do some online classes. Then when I got back to Buffalo, I'm like, all right, it was 2 classes. I gotta go like sit in class 4. So I'm like, all right, let me just do these while I'm gonna get home and do these in the spring, and I'm gonna be good. So that was my main thing. I'm like, let me just finish this, because I want to coach college. So you need that. Yeah, you need a degree to coach college. So I was like, let me get this. So I was trying to already transition into coaching. So I'm like, all right, let me get home. Let me get my degree. Let me get situated. You know what I mean? Get my get everything ready to get set up so I can get going. So that was my one thing. And I was also doing training too. I was training, so I had a bunch of high school kids and some UB kids. A couple of boys in the league that I was just training, and that's what I fell in love with, just doing training. So I was just training and doing that, and just finishing up school. And then so that's when the pandemic happened around that time too. So the pandemic was still happening. So I'm like, let me just I'm gonna get into coaching no matter what. I wanted to do college, but I mean, when this call happened, I was like, cool, this is gonna be it. So when Saskatchewan called, I was just like, all right, let me do that. But I still I do want to coach in Buffalo for sure. Like, down the road, I would love to pick up a team and try to help out sometime.
So I mean, what's your father owned a restaurant in Buffalo, right? So what was that like? Like, was you involved in that at all, or was that something just his vision for what he wanted to do?
Yeah, it was his vision and his wife, and I helped out, and so that's it's something I don't know where it even came from. It was just like he was like, I want to own a restaurant, and he looked for a couple spots. He actually owned the Humble Inn.
Oh, wow.
For a couple years before he owned the one downtown. And that joint was just it was in the hood, you know what I mean? That joint.
So shout it out, man. What's the restaurant?
Oh, it's called The Rose. So it's called The Rose. It's on it's 199 Scott Street, right around the corner for the casino downtown, like literally right around the corner. So you go to the casino, you bump into The Rose right around the corner. So, and it's a great spot, man. It's a great location. They building over there. It's real cool. It's across the street from they got the German spot right across the street.
Yeah,
which is which is lit. So, I mean, it's in a great location. You know, it's safer. That was one thing, being in a, you know, a little safer location than being in the, we were on the east side. But I mean, it's been going good. We made it through the pandemic, which is, you know, that was a big thing, trying to get through the pandemic. So they, you know, they made it through, and now just trying to keep growing. That's it, keep growing.
But before, I want, you know, we all play football here. You know what I'm saying? We all watch, you know, what happened to Lamar Hamlin.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I guess give me your thoughts on that. And do you got kids?
No kids, not yet.
I'm saying if you plan on having kids, and like, did that change anything? If you're gonna let them play football and stuff like that? So what's your thoughts on Lamar Hamlin?
Well, that didn't change anything for me, but it was scary though to see that, man. I was shook up for real for a couple of days, like until I heard that he woke up. You know what I mean? I was shook up for that. That shook me up for a couple of days, and I talked to a lot of boys, and that, you don't ever see that like that. You don't see nobody get, you know, CPR, and, you know, one of your boys laying like that, like, you know, not breathing. So I can only imagine, you know, what them boys are going through on the field. Like, I couldn't even imagine what they was going through. But no, that was crazy. But I mean, you know, we know what comes with football, man. It's dangerous. Like, you know, people don't see it like that sometimes, but nah, you put your life on the line when you go out there on the field and you play this game. So I mean, it's a joy to play for sure, but I mean, it's also dangerous. So I mean, just to see him bounce back, man, I was like everybody praying heavy, bro. I was there, like I was shook up for a couple of days, but to see him wake up and and to be back up, just walking around, you know what I mean, it's a blessing. I think we saw a miracle for sure. Yeah, we saw a miracle, man, just to see him back, and see him back just even walking and talking was amazing. So, but for my kids, I think I always, like, even when I was, before, when I started playing, I'm like, man, if I got kids, I'm not even gonna put them, if they don't want to play football, I'm not gonna force it. Like, it depends on them. Like, I wouldn't tell them, like, you got to do this, you got to play. So if they want to play football, they can, but I'm not going to, it's on them. Like, you know what I mean? So that's one thing I felt like, it's going to be on them if they want to play.
So you obviously play receiver. Let's who your top 5 receivers in the game right now? Like,
right now,
because you watch the game differently because you play the position. So who your top 5 right now?
Ooh. Right now, I got to put Diggs. Diggs gonna be that top. He gonna be the top 5. Jefferson gonna be in top 5. Chase gonna be there, and 2 more. D Hop, I still think D Hop one of the top 5 for sure. He just gotta stay healthy. He ain't been healthy this year, but he got suspended. But D Hop for sure. And I'm trying to think who else. I'm forgetting somebody though.
He said Devontae Adams.
Oh, Devontae. Oh, for
AJ
sure.
Brown.
Devontae. AJ up there. AJ up there. But I'll put, Devontae. Yeah, Devontae probably be number 1 for sure. Because he's still doing it. Changing teams and changing quarterbacks and still, you know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, Hill. Yeah, Cooper Kupp, Hill too. Tyreek Hill.
So
it's like a top 10. It's a lot. You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot.
Yeah, for sure. But no, them boys are definitely, yeah.
So what, from your perspective, what makes a receiver like successful? Like what is the things you have to have if you want to go to the league and be a good receiver? What are those qualities you need?
Well, if you ain't running a 4.3, you're gonna have to, you know what I mean? You're gonna have to figure out. So if like I say, if you ain't running like 4, like, cause it's big. I mean, NFL big on 40 times. So if you're running a 4.3, you know what I'm saying?
That just gets you in the door.
You got a little better chance of, but for somebody like for me that I had to work hard and do stuff. You got to make sure you run route. First of all, you got to be good at running routes. You got to be good at learning the offense. You know what I mean? Knowing the offense. And one thing I always, with learning the offense is one thing they tell you too as a receiver: don't fool the quarterback. Like, you know what I mean? You gotta trust you to be where you're supposed to be at. So don't, don't. So that comes with learning the plays. So first of all, is running routes, learning the plays. I tell my young boys, I was talking to some young boys at UB about being a dog. Like, you gotta I gotta put on film, and you gotta, you gotta be the one where, oh damn, who that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, every play, you're not getting the ball, you better be blocking like crazy. You better be going to get a block. You know what I'm saying? Just making your team better without even getting the ball. I think that's one big thing where even when I'm watching film, I'm like, I want to see without. You know what I mean? Let me see how you catch over the middle. Let me see if you guys, your hands get, you know what I'm saying? You get, your hands curl up, or how you go over the middle. I want to see that. I want to see how you You know what I mean? How you block, how you get your get your other receiver open. If you run a clear route to open him up, stuff like that you like to see. That I think you gotta be one of them players that do it all. You gotta be able to do it all for sure.
So before we go, let's talk about this playoff game, right? You watched the playoff game. Like who you got in the playoffs? If it ain't the Bills, you can be honest.
No, the Bills. No, I think the Bills gonna win this one. It's gonna be a good game, but I think the Bills gonna win for sure. I just think just being at home. I think being at home and just that that energy gonna be nuts. Yeah, going against the Bengals again and what happened, I think it's gonna be definitely turned. But
so this is a good point of view because you actually got to play in the Ralph with the Bills Mafia. How much of a difference does that make for the players as opposed to another stadium?
The energy is crazy. Like I said, you can feel like the energy on the field. Like you feel it. Like you just feel it. Like even when the other team is on offense, you can't hear nothing. You know what I mean? You on the sideline, you can't hear, you can't. So on the field, they can't hear nothing. You know what I mean? So yeah, for sure. So just feel it, doing that and feeling that energy. I think every player, you talk around this time, it's tough to come play in Buffalo. It's tough. The weather comes, the weather might get you, the fans might get you. It's tough. It's tough for sure.
You hear that shout song all day.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, they in there cheering, man. You might look up and see a fight in the crowd. You know what I mean? It's be funny. You see some stuff like that where it's just oh yeah, this. But the atmosphere just, the atmosphere is just unreal. Yeah. Not like no other.
So before we close, you start making music too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, even talking about that.
Yeah,
how long you been making music? You dropped an EP last year.
Yeah.
So how long you been doing that?
So I've been doing it since I was 12 for real. I've been doing it since I was 7th, 8th grade. We was doing it when we had the Windows 95 computers and we was trying to do it on there, you know what I mean, trying to record on there. But I used to do it back then. I kind of slowed. We did it in high school a lot. It was funny. I did it in high school. I had a group in high school with my boys. We were selling CDs to teachers and all that at St. Joe's, bro. Selling to teachers.
Gotta pay that tuition somehow, man.
Bro. Man, we was doing all type of stuff, bro. But we did that, so it was just something I always love to do. That's just therapy for me. So it's definitely therapy for me. And I think during the pandemic is where I really got back on it, where it was just and everything was dead, and everything wasn't going on. So I think I picked it up back then. It was just just needed something to focus on. I think that helped with the focusing on something.
So is you still doing it or something?
Yeah.
You still working on another project?
So yeah, I just dropped one in August. I dropped the tape. It's called "It's a Nice World." It's on all platforms. Go check it out. Anything you need. It's pretty dope, man. I think it's dope, man. And it's just I feel like it's authentic. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about nothing I ain't really did it. You know what I mean? Or or really seen. So. It's just I feel like it's just authentic, and I'm still making music right now. I'm trying to get out another tape before I really got to get the coaching. So I got 5 or 6 songs done. I'm trying to get 10 done. So I'm trying to finish up. I gotta get to the studio, and I got a studio at the crib too. So that's what helped me. I'll be at the crib all day. If I'm not working out or if I'm not training and doing anything, I'm in the studio at the crib. So that's what I'm doing too. So
how has football helped you with that? Is there any similarities? Is it something that you?
Yeah. For me, I feel like. Especially when I go to the studio and I got a song that I wrote and I'm feeling good, it's it feel like game day. I get that energy, you know what I mean? I'm I got to make these words sound how I wanted to sound. I got to make all this do this. And it's no, I feel that energy of and that's one thing. It's it gave me that energy of I know this is this is my creative. I'm able to be creative. I ain't got to listen to nobody, but they telling me this, I get to, this all me. This all my creation and what I thought, so.
Y'all got anything more? You got anything else?
Nah, I think that's it, man.
Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all.
This has been, once again, we think it's a sports show, Overdue Bills edition. We got Naaman Roosevelt, man. Thanks again for coming to chapel up with us. We got Box, Rad, Matty Ice. We got Josh behind 1 and 2.
The official NFL content creator.
Tape Kanye.
Yes, sir.
All right, we out. Peace.